Mr. Donwy.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to declare that I'm working with a Singaporean bank, but I'm not involved in the issuance of green bonds nor green equities. I'm also a council member of the Institute of Singapore Chartered Accountants, ISCA for short, on a pro bono basis. Every region of the world has been hit by extreme weather events that are growing more frequent and more powerful. Our neighboring countries have been impacted as well. These occurrences are the result of climate change from cumulative human-induced factors, and some of these changes, like the continuing rise in sea levels, are irreversible. Left unchecked, the interconnected crisis of climate, pollution, and biodiversity loss will rapidly erode the very foundations of our existence. Since human activities have resulted in these changes, human activities can also slow down, halt, or even, if we may dare hope, recede them. By reducing activities with heavy carbon emissions and through investments in green projects, we can strive to make changes for the better. Green financing is an important enabler to catalyze the evolvement of our region's green economy. As one of the key financial centers in the world, Singapore has a strong responsibility to communities most vulnerable and existentially threatened by climate change. Singapore can catalyze the flow of capital towards sustainable development in the region. We should continue to take the lead in mobilizing climate finance from a variety of sources, instruments, and channels, including instruments to unlock the huge potential of private finance through the targeted use of public climate finance. Our financial services industry, which includes banks, insurers, and asset management companies, can play a useful role in promoting sustainable and green finance in Asia, if not the world. Green finance, as one of the key programs of the Singapore Green Plan 2030, can boost sustainability efforts in Singapore companies and compel companies to consider green projects more seriously. MAS adopts an active approach in promoting sustainable financing in our financial services sector, including engaging financial institutions to consider environmental, social, and corporate governance criteria in decision-making processes, supporting the adoption of industry standards and guidelines, encouraging industry-led capacity-building efforts, and developing the green bond market in Singapore. The government can lead the way to promote sustainable financing by mandating its stat boards like MAS, LTA, HDB, and NEA to issue green bonds and laying the framework and rules for green financing. This is on top of the $19 billion worth of selected public infrastructure projects identified to be financed by green bonds. I hope our government agencies can commit to a minimum number of green bond issuances every year, including a standalone retail green bond product which can be tied to the country's sovereign rating so as to broaden the pool of Singaporean green investors. We should also tap into the growing investor demand across the globe for green financing products and projects with clearly defined environmental benefits. The government may consider reporting on the social benefits of expenditures financed by green bonds, such as job creation, access to affordable infrastructure, and socio-economic advancement. We can build on MAS's Green Print initiative and formulate a Singapore green financing framework which sets out the government's environmental agenda and its vision for enhancing Singapore's leadership as Asia's green financial centre. The framework should detail out the proceeds from the green bonds will finance expenditure to help tackle climate change, biodiversity loss, and other environmental challenges while creating green jobs in Singapore. The sectors where we can make a difference include clean transportation, renewable energy, energy efficiency, pollution prevention and control, living and natural resources, and climate change adaptation. The government can also perform annual allocation reporting and periodic reporting of metrics on environmental impacts and social benefits, and ensure transparency for retail and institutional investors and other interested stakeholders. Singapore is elevating the standards of emissions monitoring and reporting in Southeast Asia so as to help large emitters in the region to curb their carbon footprint and increase their access to green financing schemes. Singapore can take the lead to devise ASEAN's version of action plan on financing sustainable growth and follow up with a strategy for financing the transition to a sustainable economy. Other areas we should look into include an ASEAN taxonomy for environmentally sustainable economic activities, sustainability-related disclosures for issuers and for financial market participants, the ASEAN Green Bond Standard and corporate sustainability reporting, which may also include carbon tax accounting, especially when carbon tax is likely to rise in the near future. To create a sustainable future for Singapore, we need all hands on deck. Every sector, businesses and individuals need to play their part. In promoting the adoption of sustainable business practices and reporting, the trade associations and chambers, TACs for short, can play a key role as enablers and strategic partners of the government. TAC or professional body can partner the government to support the sustainability agenda by providing resources to drive adoption of sustainability reporting and green finance. Sustainability reporting is an emerging area and companies will need references to guide them in their disclosures. With the introduction of the Singapore Exchange Regulations Roadmap for mandatory climate-related disclosures, ISCA is also developing a series of guides to share best practices and guidance publications on green and sustainable finance. These publications include a roadmap to guide professional accountants on obtaining green and sustainable finance for their organizations if they assess that such financing fits into their corporate business strategy, and a best practice guidance on how businesses can disclose their green finance policies and initiatives. With such assessment, this will allow companies to better approach banks for the financing of their sustainability projects. It leads to a virtuous cycle of sustainability. This is just one example of how a TAC can contribute to the sustainability agenda. Sustainability issues are interconnected and multifaceted. I urge the TACs to collaborate and work together to impact all sectors of society as we progress in the Singapore Green Plan 2030. To support Singapore's move towards a green economy, there is a need to equip the workforce with the skills and knowledge to participate in the sustainability sector. Citing the accounting profession as an example, being stewards of capital and corporate reporting, accountants play a crucial role in accelerating business practices in sustainability. Therefore, increased participation by the accounting and business fraternities is key in Singapore's bid to become a leading center for green and sustainable finance in Asia and globally. Climate-related risk management is also an important skill to possess. Accountants must be equipped to prepare sustainability reporting as more stakeholders and investors adopt environmental, social, and financial performance metrics. Likewise, auditors need to get themselves ready to verify such information. Both accountants and auditors must step up to meet the market demands for sustainability reporting and the assurance of sustainability reporting. Beyond collecting, analyzing, and reporting, accountants and auditors can be strategic advisors to help embed sustainability into a company's strategy, decision-making, and reporting processes. There is therefore a need for accounting professionals to upskill so that they can fully inhabit their role in driving sustainability and meeting the rising expectations of businesses, economies, and societies in this area. To engage the accountancy professionals, this is where we can involve professional bodies like ISCA. ISCA is the national accountancy body which has more than 33,000 professional accountants as its members. I understand ISCA has developed a sustainability reporting strategy which aims to raise the capabilities of the accounting professional in driving sustainability. As part of its sustainability reporting strategy, ISCA, for example, will focus its efforts on capabilities development and career opportunities for its accountancy professional in Singapore. Given that sustainability is a new growth area and to equip the Singapore Chartered Accountants with the necessary skill sets to flourish in this area, such accountancy body will be rolling out courses and certification programs. This will include sustainability reporting and external assurance on sustainability reporting. In development of such upskilling programs, there will be significant content development involved. And to encourage more professionals to upskill and perform higher value roles, training grants can be made available to encourage employers to send their staff for training. In this area, government agencies such as ACRA, Singapore Accountancy Commission, and SkillsFuture can provide funding and grants to ease development costs and offset training expenses. This will greatly enhance the career prospects of the accountants and contribute to Singapore becoming a sustainability accounting hub in Asia. The Singapore Green Plan 2030 is expected to bring new career opportunities and economic growth. This has created vast job opportunities and new roles for Singaporeans, especially the accountancy and the finance professionals. To encourage the accountants and aspiring accountants to take up sustainability and green-related roles, there can be greater efforts to raise awareness of the diverse roles in this aspect and brand sustainability jobs as an attractive career choices. For instance, ISCA has also shared with me that they plan to profile their members who have taken on sustainability roles to showcase the emerging demand of such talents. They will also connect employers in need of sustainability-related talents with their members who wish to embark on this track. Sir, the steps we need to take to transition to a green, low-carbon society may seem overwhelming, as there are so many problems we need to solve along the way, but these challenges also present enormous opportunities and chances to make breakthroughs. I call upon all Singaporeans to work with us as we progress towards a greener, more sustainable future. Mr. Speaker, sir, in Mandarin.
随着世界朝着可持续的未来和经济发展，我们不希望新加坡国人跟不上这个趋势的发展脚步。在可持续发展方面，我们也意识到本地的企业需要政府适当的协助。毕竟这个领域对很多企业来说还算陌生，起步基金规模也不小。在这较新的领域里，我们希望为不同背景的新加坡国人与企业制造充实的机会。国人也应该无所畏惧，勇于站在可持续性的前线上，抓紧迎面而来的契机。I support the motion. Thank you.